all kids want to be loved and accepted by their parents, right? And I think all parents want to be loved and accepted by their kid. I just think sometimes as parents, we think because, quote unquote, we have so much stuff going on in our life that it allows us to maybe behave or act in a way that we don't need to ask for forgiveness for, right?
Yeah.
But we would expect our kid to come for forgiveness. Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are super excited to be sharing with you again today. Let's see here. Lots and lots going on this week, it feels like. Lots and lots.
What week isn't there?
Okay, you're right.
And if we have a week that there isn't a lot going on, what do we normally do?
Fill it up with stuff.
Put a whole bunch of stuff. It's so funny, this weird balance of always, kind of wishing it was a little bit slower paced, but the minute it gets there, we're like, okay, what's wrong here? Let's pick things up.
I know I was laughing last night because I don't remember what time it was. It was like, I don't know, let's just say 6:30ish. And I'm looking around the house and two of the kids Ellie and Hunter were doing makeup with each other, which I wish I could post a picture right now of how beautiful it turned out. So they had a makeup session going on. At the same time, there was a piano concert going on.
Beautiful. I remember when I walked in the house and Hunter's like, Dad, how do you like my makeup? And I'm like, oh, looks amazing. And then I go over a little closer and she's like, Dad, how do you like my forehead? And she had this clumps of stuff all over her forehead.
It was glitter, honey. And then the piano recital was going on with the three olders. They were playing their, I don't know what, it's a duet, but three wet. I don't know what it's called. You know what I mean? Like, the three of them played it. It was gorgeous. And then as I'm turning the corner to go downstairs, I hear this basketball thing going on downstairs. The wall is slamming downstairs because Drews is doing some, I don't even know, basketball moves that he just learned outside from you when you were teaching him some moves. I don't even know.
Yeah.
All this is going on at the same time, and I have dogs barking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it is like a symphony everywhere in this house. Something is going on everywhere. And I was just kind of like we were talking about even on the last one, though, wow, like it's the norm around here. This is the normal night. Everything's going on. And I think to myself, I'm like, yeah, but you know what? At one point, it used to be just Greg and I and three dogs hanging out.
Yeah.
14 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And fast forward how quickly it is. So that was our night recap. Did you know today the twins are getting braces?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're officially entering braces season.
I know. Times two. It's always two.
You cooked up some mashed potatoes so they'd have something to eat today?
Mashed potatoes.
I told them to eat whatever you like that's crunchy before you go, man.
I think they have a wad of gum in their mouth right now. I don't know that they have room to feed.
That's right. You can't do gum at all, can you?
They're chewing their gum and pulling out the taffy or something. I don't even know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It's braces day.
Oh, geez. They're going to show up tonight with braces on their teeth. It's crazy.
I know. Chrissy says, it's okay, Mom. I'll go with you and hold your hand. I'm like, thanks. Our babies are getting braces.
They're excited about it, though.
Yeah, really good attitudes. They're all, if anything, I mean, maybe that's what we're talking today about is how many lessons our kids have taught us about having a good attitude about stuff.
For sure.
Or just lessons we've learned from our kids. Hey, I mean, it's really impactful what our kids have taught us. Here we think we're teaching them a ton, and then they throw out wisdom that you and I are both like, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's even like the braces thing because, we go off of our memories, and I'm kind of like, when we were first talking about them getting them, I'm kind of like, oh boy, this is going to hurt. This is going to be bad. You're not going to like this. And literally the kids are kind of like, well, it doesn't have to be that way. Why do we have to speak that, Dad? I'm like, Yeah. We taught you that. And now you're teaching us, but it's like, you take a step back and, you're like, you're right. You're absolutely right. Here I am kind of being a negative Nilly, and you just called me out on it.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it mean, you didn't do it rude, but we want our kids to have the confidence and the courage to actually do that. It's not, we don't want to be in a house where it's like, you guys need to apply all this information, but we don't. And if we mess up in these areas, we don't ever get corrected.
That's right.
So what are some other areas that they teach us?
I mean, they definitely are such a good example when it comes to things like hard work. What's Drewsy Man like? One of the best finishers of any project that you put him on, isn't he? Like, how many times do you stick him on a project that is kind of, it's challenging sometimes.
Yeah, and it's one of those areas where it's like coming back. It's coming back around. All that investment, as he was a younger boy, and he's got that, kind of free-spirited, sanguine personality. So it's not hard for him to get distracted. When he was doing soccer, when he was 5 years old, and we just thought he was going to go out there and just tear it up, because we're athletes in this family, and he's out there chasing butterflies. He's trying to wrestle with the other boys.
Literally, I think
during the games.
Yeah, during the games, he thinks it's a wrestling tournament in the corner because there wasn't any balls coming their way.
He's giggling. Yeah. He's laughing. We're all like, kick the ball. We're all like, you got to score. And we get done. He don't even care. He was 5. He's just like, that was so fun. I'm like, you lost 3-0. Why is that fun? But, then over time, as I would just give him little things to do here and there, it was, he would start one project and then kind of get distracted by this other thing and then this other thing. And we just kept pushing him like, okay, remember, when you start something, you got to finish it. Okay. And then he'd be like, okay, but I'll finish that tomorrow if it was a season, and then it'd be postponed because other stuff would come up. And then over time, though, we just kept pushing. Like, if you're going to start something, then finish it. There's nothing that feels better than actually finishing a project. There's nothing that feels worse than a whole bunch of half-finished projects. Now, he's at the point where, first of all, he's only 11, and anytime anything shows up at the house, whether it's a cabinet that needs to be built or a new table or something that requires some kind of installation, he just grabs the box. He knows where to get the razor blade. He cuts it open. He knows where to go get the tools. He goes and he installs that thing. And I'm telling you, if it's something that sometimes I think it's like, hey, can you go take care of this? And, it's probably, say, 5 o'clock. I think it's going to take him an hour. Really, it took 2.5. And he's out there in the dark, still like figuring out how to finish this thing because he wants to get it done.
And I've even seen where you said, hey, Drew, you can finish this tomorrow. Like, it's getting dark. You can do it tomorrow, Yeah. And he'll just look at you and be like, no, I'm going to finish it. I said I'd finish it. I'm going to go finish it. Yeah. And I don't know how many times then you're like, all right, that means I should probably go finish my project too that Mom has me on. Darn it, I thought we were both going to stop.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, the one Mom has me on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know.
To have projects to do for our family.
Yeah, thanks for giving me projects.
You're welcome. And so I just think it's so funny that, and I remember the time, like you said, when it was not like that. And now here we are, fast forward. Mm-hmm. And he's always teaching not only, us, but teaching the other kids how to finish, right? How to finish strong and how to finish it. So,
yeah, for sure.
Another cool thing I think that the kids teach us a lot of times is patience. That's one thing that you and I are getting better at all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. Actually, I was talking to the girls the other day, and they said to me, how many kids did you think you'd have again, Mom? I'm like, 0. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's right, Mom. You and Dad weren't going to have any. I'm like, uh-huh. And they're like, I go, yeah, I just didn't, Dad and I kind of run our thing, but some of it was patience, the patience to take the time to do it well, to parent well would matter if and when we decide to start a family. And they're like, wow, Mom, you are so patient now, though. Like, you have come so far. You're so patient. Like, they email these encouragement. And I was like, keep it coming. I enjoy hearing this. Because I was thinking to myself, yeah, because they've taught me what it's like to live in a world that's like more crazy and not patient versus being patient enough to hear, being patient enough to learn, being patient enough to speak slowly, you know what I mean? And I think it's so powerful how well our kids have taught you and I to be patient.
Yeah, that's very true. Just speaking to what you were just saying about not having kids, and that was our plan originally. Somebody brought this up to me. I don't remember who it was, a little while ago. They're like, wow, 6 kids, and they're like, I bet that costs a pretty penny, something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, of course, no, nobody's cheap. None of us are cheap. And they made a comment, something like, you ever thought about how like wealthy you guys would be if you had never had kids? Like how much money would you have been able to put towards other things? And I literally sat there for a second. It was kind of a really weird statement. And I said, I think we would be the brokest people on the planet in comparison. We'd be driving nicer vehicles and probably have more homes and go on bigger, extravagant vacations. But we would for sure be 1,000 times broker in our life overall than we are with our kids. And it was just an interesting statement, but it made me again just realize like, oh my gosh, man, how do you even put a price tag on all the special memories you have of family? You and I, we're family promoters. Like everywhere we go, that's all we do is like, you guys don't hesitate. Just do it. Have the kids. You'll figure it out. Like, don't overthink it. Don't let the world get in your head about only having X amount of kids because of this budget. Figure out making more money and enjoy it because God created it this way for us to be able to enjoy these seasons as a family, right?
Yeah, it's so true. Yes. I'm kind of still taken back that somebody would even speak that to you when you have 6 kids. Like I am a little like, wow.
I mean, we could do 5 episodes on the lack of discernment.
Oh, maybe we will someday. That's
we could just tell stories.
I don't know if we should start.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now that I think about it.
Anyways, focus, Danielson.
Yes, focus. I'm focusing in. I'm focusing back in. Okay.
Our kids, I know they teach us this. They teach us how to forgive. That's a fact. Especially young kids. Like all of our kids do. But there's nothing like making a mistake and yelling at a kid or just doing something silly, something that isn't just who you are, whatever it is, right? And then having to look your little one in the eye and be like, wow, I really blew it. I'm really sorry. Will you forgive me? And then just watching them so genuinely forgive you. Like in a way where there's no doubt you are fully forgiven. And then you think about sometimes how maybe us as adults can do it. Here we go. We go through all these traumas in our life and we go through all these relationship challenges and all that stuff adds up and builds up in your brain. And so somebody makes a mistake and then because maybe somebody else hurt you in the past and now this person genuinely needs some forgiveness and you look at them like, yeah, I'll forgive you. Sure. I got it. But in your heart, you're still harboring stuff. And I'll tell you, man, I just try to remember how like a hunter would forgive me for something right now at 4 years old and just try to carry that same kind of I don't know, how do I say it? Just be able to project that onto someone else who needs forgiveness from me.
Yeah, that's so true. I think, one thing about all kids, honestly, if they're, if you get honest about it, is that all kids want to be loved and accepted by their parents.
Yeah.
Right. And I think all parents want to be loved and accepted by their kid. And so I just think sometimes as parents, we think because quote unquote, we have so much stuff going on in our life that it allows us to maybe behave or act in a way that we don't need to ask for forgiveness for. Right.
Yeah.
But we would expect our kid to come for forgiveness. I mean, if one of our kids got lippy about something or yelled at us or, whatever, was not acting like their character, we'd be like, you owe me an apology. Like, that is not okay. Right? But kids don't usually get a chance to tell their parent that, right? They don't usually get to come up to you and say, you've yelled at me for no reason.
Right.
We do owe them apologies sometimes. We do need to sometimes take time to say, hey, that wasn't, no matter what was going on, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have. It was so funny because we were, I was in a car ride with a couple kids, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I don't remember. And Ellie was like, I want to go. Can I come with you and Abby? And I think one more kid was in the car to run your errand. And I said, well, it's an errand for Abby. So, I mean, we're going to do something for Abby. She was like, okay. I was like, okay. So then we got there and it was time. Oh, it was when we were going to the dentist for her to get her teeth cleaned or whatever. And she just wanted to come. And so we got back in the car and Abby tried to sneak back in the front seat, which I hope your house is similar to ours, where the front seat, somebody's arguing over the stinking front seat all the time. Like,
and sometimes it's like a 30-second trip.
yes,
somewhere.
and they're arguing. I literally was like, I'm going to take the front seat out soon. You know what I mean? Like, and stick it in the trunk.
You're going to have a one-seater.
I am so done. Like a school bus. That's how I feel. And so they were arguing, and Abby said something to her like, I forget her exact words, but it was something to the effect of like, no, I get to sit here. You just came along for the ride. This was my chance to go with mom, like that. And I knew what her heart was. She was just excited about the quality time with me. And then like a sibling jumped in to calm.
Yep.
But Ellie said something like, yeah, you're right. I just wanted to come with you guys. And it was like she had like big tears in her eyes. It wasn't like she too wanted quality time. Like she and she's 10. She doesn't know how to explain all this right before we're leaving for a dentist appointment and all this stuff. And I looked at Abby and I said, you kind of said that harsh, like she's not trying to argue with you about everything. She really just wanted to be with us. And she was like, I'm sorry, Ellie. You know what I mean? Like, your turn to sit up front. I shouldn't have, just jumped to the conclusion. And Ellie jumped up and I said, she didn't mean it. Abby was just kind of joking and, in her mode. And she's like, it's okay. She's like, but I just wanted to be with you guys. And it was like, even for them to apologize to each other with a little like, I don't know, like guidance was so important, because all of us need a reminder that, no, we hurt somebody's feelings. Let's be the person that teaches them how to forgive,
Yeah, good stuff. Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. And we have great news. You get more of us. You can expect new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. So be sure to consistently tune in with us and enjoy our show. See you next time.